I've been playing Red Dead Redemption, and something came to mind while I was playing it. How much I hate Micah Bell and Dutch Vanderlyn. Alright? Now, anyone that plays the games knows that Dutch is like the leader of the gang or whatever, right? And Micah is just like a snake. Alright, when I say snake, I don't mean like an actual snake. Okay, you can't be that dumb at all, right? When I say snake, you already know I mean like a backstabbing person that's just did us wrong the entire time, right? And that's exactly what happens, bro. Cause like at first I was fully on and with Dutch's side. Okay, but with Micah's case, I just never liked him. Like, all the time, I hated Micah. Micah always was so annoying, pretentious, dude. All I wanted to do was smack the guy. Like, I don't even know how anyone dealt with him in the gang, bruh. I'm telling you, I know doggone well people were trying to shoot him left and right because it's just how annoying he was. In fact, that's why he probably got locked up too, but yeah. Now, with Dutch's case, see, he's actually kind of a psychopath. Because he, at the beginning, he fronts like he really cares about the gang and all the people in it. He cares about the people, right? And he just wants them to have a better life or something like that, right? Now, see, a lot of people don't know this, but apparently, from what I've seen, he actually had that thing wholly rehearsed. He had that thing packed and ready for whenever he needed to use it. Alright, now, it's not that bad of a thing, but at the same time, it really did take away the charm, and it showed us, like, just how far you're just playing everything ahead and being kind of a puppet master, right? Now, honestly, if it wasn't for Dutch and Micah, the gang would have been pretty good. Well, mainly Micah. See, Dutch, like, don't get me wrong, he was always kind of bad, but at the same time, he was also good at manipulating. Now, as long as he got what he wanted, it would have been pretty much good, but, like, with him, it's just, like, he kept on, like, messing up and making more rash decisions, and, like, people started to question him because, like, people were starting to die, and he acted like he cared at, like, kind of at first, but as time went on, he kept on acting like he cared, but at the same time, it was becoming pretty obvious that he really didn't. And I have to say the peak of this is when he left Arthur to die, right? Like, at that point, he didn't even pretend to, like, really care. He just, like, left at that point, right? He didn't try to save Arthur. Arthur to him, who he says is like a son, he was ready to leave and, like, die. Just to get out and save his own self. And Dutch could easily saved us. He just, like, and also another reason he didn't do it, because we didn't trust him at the time. He knew we didn't trust him. So instead of doing that, which probably would have built our trust in him, he decided to just completely destroy our trust in him. And now he actually started, like, I know at one part, that one chick said that she was a traitor, which she actually never was, right? And, you know, like, okay, no, Dutch didn't shoot her. No, that was Miss Grimshaw that shot her, right? Now, after that, though, when the true traitor comes out, but it's the person that has been believing in Dutch, playing him like a violin, what happens is, Miss Grimshaw, like, says that, like, she can't be a part of it no longer, right? And so, like, it's kind of crazy, because it was so crazy, too, because she's like an old lady, pretty much, right? Which is great, which is sad to think about, because Dutch just shoots her. She just stumbles back and she just dies, right? And I don't know. And the weirdest thing is, like, only John and Arthur are the ones that win. Javier, I don't know why he didn't go with them, because clearly Javier had to have known that something wasn't right. The other ones, sure, they were still kind of brainwashed and being manipulated, but all in all, like, I guess, Because for a lot of them, like in Arthur's case, it pretty much ended up saving their lives. But when you think about it, yeah, they saved your life, but like that doesn't just mean that you owe them everything, right? You don't just follow them blindly. If Hitler saved your life, you don't just follow him blindly. You still have to listen and see like how stable the dude is, right? Now, had they had done that, they would definitely probably turn out better. Arthur, in this case, like he at first just believes Dutch blindly. He did whatever Dutch told him. Most loyal soldier of all time, pretty much, right? But as time goes on, Arthur starts to realize that like maybe Dutch isn't all there anymore. Like maybe he's not good at this anymore. All their hikes are going bad. Everything's going south. Tensions in the gang are getting high. Things are just going bad. Now, see, instead of him being like, no, the Dutch is alright. Yeah. He keeps that in mind. Because he's a little bit smarter, apparently. Like, he's a bit of a free thinker at some point in the game, right? And John, he clearly knew. Okay? And I would have to say the moment Dutch truly knew, that John truly knew, is when he was nearly left for dead. No, he was left for dead. Okay, there's no one supposed to be going back to save him. Dutch probably wasn't planning on going back to save him. Had it not been for Arthur, John would have died. Okay? Like he said, I have not sent for you. And when he's like because he calls the people in his gang his sons. Because like it was a small group of like dudes, I guess, right? And so like, well, he said he looked at them like sons. Because like they were supposed to be special to him, right? But like, clearly, all that was is just an act. Now, it was kind of represented, though, that it meant a little something. Now, because we take a look into Red Dead Redemption 1, I never played it. Okay, I will say that right now, I never played it, right? But from what I can tell, in that game, Dutch is just an overall scumbag, bruh. And all his morals have left. What supposed morals? No killing in cold blood, which he broke that in the second one. And the first one is just like he started to just go downhill, right? Like he had no morals left. He was just an overall bad, corrupt person. And his gang was just the size of like over 100 men, I think, if I had to guess. Like, it was a lot of dudes, right? Now, of course, he probably told them some lies, because I think they were like Mexican, or like, one of the Mexicans in the game was like, right? Because see, in Red Dead Redemption 2, he completely played the Native Americans. He made them think that like he was there to help them. And he knew that he was just using them. He was using them. He knew they would get killed. He knew they would start dying after what he did. All these good, innocent people, and he knew he was jeopardizing their future and making their lives just worse. And the worst part is he fronted like he was doing something good, but in reality, he truly never was. And I have to believe that he knew that's what he was doing. Like, you can be like, well, maybe he thought he did, he just didn't know. No, listen. The fact that he did it after the first time says a lot, okay? And that's just overall, like, I don't know. I feel like at the beginning of the game, it feels like he cares about everyone around him, right? But as time goes on, it starts to become very clear to me that if you don't believe in him, just trust him blindly. Because listen. Sure, you kind of have to trust him a tad bit, but you don't ever follow someone blindly. They always have to have a reason, a tiny bit of a reason. If they don't want to tell you, sure. Okay, sure, that's good for a couple things. But in this scenario where the people you're doing this with are laying down their lives, you're just over here like doing all that kind of stuff, man. It's not a good deal. Like, and he knew, no, because he did know he was using the Native Americans. He was talking about it too. Arthur, he's like, I think Arthur was like, Dutch, you ain't helping these people, man. He said, Arthur, we need smoke. We need to be able to get away. We need money. I'm like, dude. Like, clearly this isn't working for y'all anymore. Your best bet would have been just to chill out. Like, just disperse the whole gang entirely, and you have a significantly better chance than what you are doing now. You thought going after the army, of all people, was going to do anything. You thought going after Leviticus Cornwall was going to help you. You went after one of the wealthiest Americans in that game, and you thought it was going to help you. No, Dutch had to have known that plan was going to go south, and he was happy about it. I remember, because like he was like, yeah, just give safe passage and we'll go. Yeah, we'll do that. And of course, Leviticus says no. And so he shoots Leviticus. Now, of course, for those of you that have never played it, Leviticus is like he's like the big kahuna. He got all the money in the game, right? He's the one that he can make some things happen. Alright, that is who Leviticus Cornwall is. The heat that they got from that was not worth it, just for that one kill. And Dutch had to have known in his heart of hearts that wasn't good. He was just digging his gang in a deeper hole that he had to have known they could not have gotten out of. Now, a lot of people would like to make the argument of, oh my god, I think this is where all of his choices started to go downhill from the carrier accident in Saint Denis. Not carrier accident, but you know, the thing where you off the trails and you're like on high speed and you all bust up your heads pretty much. And after that, it just seems like Dutch is unhinged. Listen, no. Because see, back to the beginning, he had rehearsed all the stuff he was saying to you guys. Everything he did was being manipulative. Alright? When you really think about his actions even before it, you can tell he's being just manipulative. That's just who Dutch is. He doesn't care about people. Okay? All he wants is people to help him get what he wants. And if you don't do anything he wants blindly, then you're just cut off from him. It doesn't matter what he said you were. You can be a son. Shoot, you probably be God himself right now, and he still would cut you loose. And he'll kill you, himself if he has to. He'll clearly kill people in this game without any question. With him, it's just a matter of like, are they any use to me? Do they believe me blindly? Like, for him, honestly, if I just sum up how some of the people are, best way to be cult leaders, right? They know, I mean like cult subjects, and Dutch is cult leader. Because they never question Dutch. That we've seen anyway. Every time Arthur's like saying we need to talk about Dutch or stuff like that, like most of them don't even, they're like, no, are you going soft? You going soft, Arthur? Yeah, you going soft, huh? Like, none of them take time to like listen. And of course, this only ends up biting on the back. Now, I gotta say, one of the hardest moments I will say in the game is where Lenny died. Lenny is the black dude in the game, and he's always a good dude to drink with. He was always a good time. I always liked hanging out with the dude, right? Even in the game, of course. But yeah. And again, like, back to Micah, alright? Because I know I've pretty much turned this whole thing to Dutch Vanderlyn, the psychopath. But we're at 14 minutes. I don't have too much time left. And I figured I'd dedicate, like, I don't know, a couple minutes to Micah. In Micah's case, he is just a dirtbag. He's always been a dirtbag. Nothing about him was good ever. All he did was insult people in the gang, get into fights, cause the gang trouble. And again, back to Dutch. The reason Dutch kept him around is because, well, Micah just, like, he did whatever he wanted. That was it. So of course with like Micah, he was just an overall scumbag. Alright? He was always fronting like he was all big and bad pretty much, right? And overall, he really wasn't. Clearly, he wasn't. Because even a weakened Arthur was able to, like, pretty much fight the guy for the most part. Now, of course, Arthur ends up, like, dying to him, but still, Micah is just, like, the best way to describe him, because, frankly, I used to know a bit about his, like, backstory and how he got into the gang. I don't remember it as much now, but best way to sum it up, he's a complete snake. He played Dutch like a violin. He was a jerk to everyone in the game. It was obvious that something wasn't right, because the second he hooked up with him, as Arthur had pointed out, that things had started going south for him. And it was clear. It was completely clear that there was something off about Micah. His quick temper, his readiness for just going anything dangerous, things that were detrimental to the gang overall, and the fact of, once he started, it all went downhill. I'm talking swan dive, okay? And he's over here always playing with Dutch, and maybe if he hadn't been playing with Dutch, Dutch's plans would have might actually had a chance of panning out. But because of this, they never did, probably. Because Micah, I can't lie to you. You see, he's a good manipulator just like Dutch. But a lot of manipulators are still morons. That's just a fact of the matter. You can be smart at knowing how to use people, but when it comes to everything else, you suck at it. So, overall, my opinion in these cases are, they're scumbags. Some of the worst of the worst. Alright? Sure, there are those worse than them. I will say Leviticus Cornwall was a pretty bad guy himself. He wasn't at all really good, of course. He was just a wealthy guy. No shame to people that have wealth, of course. But yeah, overall, these two sucked. They all were backstabbers, liars, manipulators. They always manipulated the people around them into getting what they wanted. And in the end, it truly ended up biting them in the butt, right? But yeah, that's all I had to say about it now. I hope you guys enjoyed. I kind of had to come up with this on the fly. I'm sorry I've been out of commission, dude. I've been sore, okay? I've been working out a lot, and my body has just been sore. So, I apologize for not making the videos, come out sooner, but I hope you enjoyed this. Without further ado, please like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and if you would so appreciate, comment. Yeah. Catch you later.